Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome for another multi-voice reviewer review. Now, what exactly am I reviewing here? Oh no. Beavis and Butthead. Ah, gee. I dread the day that sooner or later I'm going to be reviewing these knuckleheads. But first, time for me to introduce to you a guy who started Beavis and Butthead. Mike freaking Judge. Mike Judge himself created Beavis and Butthead. Now, honestly, folks, I never watched Beavis and Butthead because, well, my grandma never let me watch anything that's on MTV. And compared to the shows of today, I hate those reality shows they make on MTV. Let's just say I wasn't that interested in watching something bad on MTV. But of course there were a lot of controversy and a lot of things happening on Beavis and Butthead, believe it or not. Like I also heard about the news about a kid who watched Beavis and Butthead, and the most stupidest thing that kid did, he set his house on fire, just like what Beavis and Butthead did. And now people start blaming Beavis and Butthead. And believe it or not, Beavis and Butthead was the one thing it did started. The first episode ever made, the very first pilot of Beavis and Butthead ever made, it was the very first pilot. And it was very controversial, but that's what made Beavis and Butthead popular enough. And it was Frog Baseball! Yeah, Frog Baseball. It was that episode where Beavis and Butthead took a frog and got a bat and started treating that frog like a baseball bat. Of course, they killed it. Sorry about that. Sometimes I get a little insects around the area. But anyway, and then they end it with seeing that poodle terrier, and that's when they start saying, "Dog baseball!" But of course, it was that pilot. It got the network from MTV attention in order to make this series. And believe it or not, this series had lasted for like 3 seasons. Anyway, it lasted for like, let's see here. Actually, 4 seasons, not 3. Now, the 4th season was a brand new series. But of course, there was a lot of characters on Beavis and Butthead. Now, I cannot tell you all of the episodes because it would be a very long show. But what I know so far is there are like tons of characters. And Beavis and Butthead, they're a bunch of spoiled, selfish, juvenile delinquents who thinks everybody are dumb and boring, and all they want to do is to be big rock stars. This sucks. I'm fixing a score. Yeah, I'm fixing a score too. Now, according to the cartoon, they're supposed to be 14 years old, and they always keep finding ways to get girls' attention, and their stupidity is just unbelievable. And they always ruin people's lives. Believe it or not. And the only person they ruin most of all is their school principal.
Beavis and Butthead, you're expelled.
That's the principal. McVickers, I think his name was. And then they have this old man who kind of sounds a lot like Hank Hill from King of the Hill. And I'll be reviewing King of the Hill soon. And he's like,
what in tarnation is going on here? Beavis and Butthead, you ruined my lawn for the last time. One of these days I'd like to get my hands on them.
And of course they also have a former drill sergeant who's a teacher going like, Beavis and Butthead! Shape up or ship out! And of course they have a hippie teacher too, who they don't understand. They ruin his life sometimes too. Going like, okay class, right now we're going to be talking about origami. You said. Yeah, you said. That's another thing. Beavis and Butthead, every time when they hear somebody say something, they start laughing at them and thinking they say something that it was dirty. Kind of like, hey guys, I'm going to read this book written by Charles Dickens. You said Dickens. Yeah, you already said it. You like Dickens. And of course, one time when they were in an airplane, and Butthead accidentally ended up in the cockpit of the airplane, and the pilot was going like, "Get the heck out of my cockpit!" You said, "Now! Whoa!" But what they do, Beavis and Butthead, what they do is they sit around, watch TV, and make a lot of jokes while watching music videos. Yeah, that's true. One thing it's on those shows is every time when they're playing music videos by certain artists, they always make jokes and go like Mystery Science Theater 3000 on it. Imagine that. Anyway, and of course, believe it or not, there's a girl who turned out to be a spin-off to another series. And it's Daria Morgendorffer. That's right, Daria is in Beavis and Butthead before she had her own show. Daria. Diarrhea. Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha. Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha. Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha. And of course, there is this one kid named Stuart who wants to hang out with Beavis and Butthead, but at the end, he always puts Stuart into trouble. I don't know why they do that, but they do it anyway. Because they think Stuart is square. Or uncool. And one thing you start noticing, Beavis and Butthead are huge rock. They're both rocker fans. As you can see here, Butthead is wearing a AC/DC shirt, while Beavis is wearing a Metallica shirt. And of course they try to be huge rock stars, but all they do is they walk into a microphone and go like, da 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 na 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 na. We're awesome. They do have a lot of guest stars. And of course, the show got popular enough, as you can see on my box here. Not only do I have all the seasons of Beavis and Butthead, I also have their very famous movie, Beavis and Butthead Do America. And the movie was the first Beavis and Butthead I ever saw, because even though my grandma never let me watch Beavis and Butthead on MTV, she never did. But my mom, on the other hand, when the movie was out on VHS, it was during the time when VHSs were big, my mom rented the VHS, and that's when I started getting myself into the Beavis and Butthead trend. And of course, I was old enough that I decided to buy this collector's season and watch the whole show. Cool. We are so famous. Yeah. But one thing I always love the most, that I always laugh, I always laugh more than anything in the show of Beavis and Butthead, is that every time when Beavis, he gets really hyper, every time when he eats a lot of sugar, or if he eats caffeine pills, or if he eats caffeine pills, or any sugar, anything, any soda that has a lot of sugar in it, he gets so hyper, he goes all, I am Cornholio! Oh, I need TP for my bunghole. You got TP? I need TP for bunghole. Me got no bunghole. Bunghole. Are you threatening me? Oh, Rolio for my bunghole. I am the great Cornholio. I need TP for my bunghole. Bunghole. I need TP for my bunghole. You got TP? Oh dear. I always wanted to do that, folks. You have no idea how much I wanted to pull my shirt over my head and go like, I am Cornholio. I need TP for my bunghole. Oh, God. Oh, man. I love it. I do love it. Now, there are some things Beavis and Butthead does that is really stupid that I really don't like, but there are also things that I find really hilarious. Mostly the Cornholio. Now, one thing I gotta say about the movie, Beavis and Butthead Do America, is that there were, like, 4 guest hosts. There is Robert Stack, who did the voice of an FBI agent. Robert Stack himself did the voice. And for those of you who don't know who Robert Stack is, he was the original host of the series Unsolved Mysteries. Tune in for the next Unsolved Mystery. You know, I remember watching Unsolved Mysteries when I was a little kid. Heck, I even still remember the number of the show. If you have any information of this person, call this number, 1-800-876-5353. But of course now, you can contact them online now. Anyway, Robert Stack, he played an FBI agent who seems to have a habit of giving everybody a cavity search. What's the deal with him and cavity search? Anyway, why is he there? Because it turns out that that there is a woman who's got a nuclear device of a unit. Well, they call it a unit. It's a nuclear device. It would kill dozens of people, and it was a chemical warfare. And it turns out Demi Moore has it. Yeah, Demi Moore, she plays this girl who has the unit, and she's planning on having it smuggled all the way to Washington, D.C. And of course, Bruce Willis himself is in it, playing the woman's ex-boyfriend, I mean. Ain't that strange. Demi Moore and Bruce Willis were together when they made that movie, and then years later they broke up. But of course, I always remember Demi Moore's sexy voice. It's just too bad too many facelifts and surgery kind of changed her a lot that I don't find her attractive anymore. But, and believe it or not, the fourth guest in the fourth person who's in the movie
Is Bill Clinton himself. That's right. Bill Clinton, the former president himself, was in the movie. Doing the voice as myself.
Nah, too risky. I was thinking about doing some more Bill Clinton impression, but I don't want to say that line to get myself in trouble again. But here's one thing that not many people didn't notice. They even did an episode where, they did the scene in the movie where Beavis walked into Chelsea Clinton's room. And he was trying to put the moves on Chelsea Clinton. Hey, baby. I see you have braces. I have braces, too. And of course, she kicked him out of the window.
Whoa!
That's cool. And then throughout the entire movie, Butthead finally gave the unit to the government. And then they finally found their TV. It was stolen in the first place. And that was a happy end ever after. But after the movie, they decided to make the fourth season of Beavis and Butthead. Of course. And of course there was another character, Todd. He's actually a hoodlum who doesn't do what people tell him to do. All he does is sit around, drink beer, smoke cigarettes, and hang out with a bunch of gang. And Beavis and Butthead, they would like to be with his gang. But of course, they're young and all that.
No way, man. No way that I, Todd, is gonna let you join, man.
Come on, man. We like to be with your gang.
Yeah, we like to be in your gang.
Yeah, man. I guess Beavis and Butthead never ends. And now I'm hearing about maybe Mike Judge going to be doing some more Beavis and Butthead, but who knows. But for right now, I'm really happy with this collection here, with all 4 of their seasons in this box, along with the movie. And believe it or not, Beavis and Butthead got popular enough. What I have here in my hands is something pretty awesome. I have 2 issues of Beavis and Butthead comic books.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Hey, check it out, Butthead.
What?
We're in Marvel.
Cool.
Does that mean I'm fixing a score with Black Widow?
Come to Butthead.
Hey, baby. Are we gonna, do it or what?
Yeah, we're gonna, do it or what? Ow!
Shut up, butt wipe.
Shut up, dillweed. Ow!
I said shut up.
Okay.
I guess Beavis and Butthead will never end. And believe it or not, even Mike Judge made an appearance in that one movie called Airheads. You know, the one with Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, and Adam Sandler, and also Joe Montana. Of course, he had a cameo. He did the voice of Beavis and Butthead over the phone, calling them. For those of you who haven't seen Airheads, I think you should check out the movie and hear Mike Judge playing Beavis and Butthead over the phone.
Cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Well, this is my review for the day of Beavis and Butthead. For those of you who love my Beavis and Butthead review, please leave a comment down below, hit like and subscribe. And my next review, it's gonna be Daria. Daria. Diarrhea. Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha. Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha. Uh-oh. I think my inner Beavis and Butthead is coming out again.
I am Cornholio. I need TP for my bunghole. You got TP? I need TP for bunghole. Me got no bunghole. Bunghole, bunghole. Lady the caca, nigga.